What's up, guys? Welcome back to another episode of Shonen Showdown. I'm your host, Rob, and sitting to the right of me is
Scott. Let's get it.
And today we are going to be breaking down the top 3 Magic Knight captains in Black Clover. So make sure you guys keep it locked. Alright, so you know how we normally do our top 3, Scotty. We got to talk about the third best, then the second best, and then the best overall, number 1. So let's start off with the number 3 strongest Magic Knight captain.
Yeah, we're going 3, 2, 1. Okay, so number 3, easy.
I know you probably have.
Easy. Number 3, we're going with the captain of the Golden Dawn, William Vangeance. Number 3.
Wow.
Number 3. I mean, he's pretty tough. He's up there.
I didn't think you were gonna put him in your top 3.
I'm gonna put him in there. I'm gonna put him in there for 2 reasons.
Go ahead.
There's one, his word tree magic. He can pretty much use it in the sense of a spirit bomb, and he can kind of summon the mana from his magic knights in the surrounding area to power him up and boost his spells. That's one reason. Second reason, his word tree magic. He can pretty much use that as an area of effect attack and cover pretty much, as we've seen, at least a whole city with just that one spell. And he can use that for recovery, for defense, for offense. He can pretty much cover a very wide area with that one spell. So I'm going to put him at number 3.
And I actually completely agree with you. I have Vengeance at 3 as well.
Okay.
For things that you have just stated. And let's not forget that he also did a combo spell with Lich to, return the elves back to their normal states and everything.
True.
So he was well respected by Lich as well. So we know where his power lies. Now at number 2, this is me. I got this. At number 2, I have none other than Yami Sukehiro from the Black Bulls. I'm putting Yami at number 2, rightfully where he belongs.
Bugging.
Arcane magic. We know he's elite. We know he has a dimension slash, but that's his only best ability. And I know he also has, powerful dark magic. But my issues with Yami lie like this. Elf Longers. He had Jack there. He had Finral there. Wasn't much he could really do. Right? Finral had to really take over. Patri almost killed Yami if it weren't for Gouge. There's a lot of situations where I was seeing Yami getting bailed out time and time again. And not saying that he's not an elite captain. He is. He's one of the strongest captains. He's going to be a very big piece for the battle against Megicula because obviously he's arcane, right? He has arcane powers. I just need to see a little bit more from Yami in terms of, have we seen anything with Mana Zone or anything as of yet? I gotta see a little bit more. I gotta see more from Yami. I don't think he's there just yet because of who I have at number 1, but I'm gonna wait until that point comes. Who do you have at number 2, Scotty?
I mean, those are some valid picks. All right, I guess you could make that point. I disagree, but okay. Number 2, I'm gonna put just for the sake of technicality, I'm gonna pick the former captain of the Crimson Lions. I'm gonna pick Mereoleona.
Okay.
And number 2.
Okay. Completely wrong, but okay.
I'm gonna put her at number 2.
Completely wrong.
One, because I pretty much rank this depending on who would win in the fight against each other. So she would beat. I think she would beat Vangeance just because she could literally burn that tree down.
She would destroy Vangeance.
Moving on, we see her go take on like a 1v5 elf fight.
Exactly.
We've seen her fight till she lost consciousness and keep fighting for another hour.
Stay her resume.
Without any type of consciousness at all, using just reflexes.
Okay.
We've seen insane amounts of Mana Zone abilities that overpower situations in which she has no advantage. She's pretty much one of the strongest captains, if not the strongest. But I don't think she's the strongest. Just because her magic, her flame magic can't do a lot of damage in terms of going up against demons. That's the only technicality I put her at number 2. But for that, I'm gonna put this Goleon.
So before I even tap into that, I might as well just tell you guys my number one. If you haven't been able to tell already, I have Mereoleona as the strongest Magic Knight captain.
It was close.
And listen, Julius, when he needed somebody to command the Royal Knights, he didn't go to Yami. He said, Mereoleona, you're that person. I need you, right? Mereoleona not only did that, but also took over the Crimson Lion when Fuegoleon was out of commission. And we know how powerful he is with his salamander, but he wasn't even in there, right? Not only that, all the other captains that are out there respect Mereoleona on a level that we really have never seen. When she enters a room or when she makes a statement, people are like, we'll defer to you. This is the level of respect.
She does give orders.
Listen, she even pulled up to Yami and was like, "Yo, this is what I say, and what I say goes." And Yami says, "Go ahead. You have my
higher rank. She the higher ranking.
She definitely is the higher rank. We know back in the day she used to clash with Noelle's mother, and we know what level Noelle's mother was at in her heyday. So these are things that I'm looking at from Mereoleona, and I'm saying 1v5 against elves. There was a moment in time where literally they were Lich and Pachi were discussing about returning the elves to their former states, so everything can go back to business. And literally Mereoleona suggested boxing all the elves. She was ready to go, and they had to say, hold on, we're gonna revert Pachi back to William Vengeance so we could use a spell to do it and make it a lot easier, you know what I mean? But she was ready to go. This is her personality. She's always ready to box. I don't see that level of tenacity from a Yami. I don't see him really competing against Mereoleona in terms of pure strength, especially her mana zone. Her mana zone is ridiculous. She fought Raya while she was fighting other elves. She fought Raya, who has copy magic. Let me repeat. Copy magic. He can literally take any abilities from anybody he's faced, and she's countering all his attacks with just fire? And you mean to tell me she wouldn't be able to? Let's stop. Mereoleona is number one. She is the best Magic Knight captain by far. I'm sorry, Yami's not there.
You made some good points, but the reason why I'm putting Yami at number one instead of Sisgoleon is because of what I mentioned before, the technicality. When it comes to fighting demons, when it comes to this latest arc and the arc to come, we've seen that Yami's magic, his arcane magic, dark magic, can damage demons on a level that Sisgoleon's magic can't. We haven't necessarily seen him do Mana Zone, but we've seen him use his ki to the point where he can launch a sword slash attack from so far away that he's not even in the remote vicinity of his target. And him just using ki alone is able to sense not only where his target is, but where his allies are, and to avoid them and to attack in a specific time sequence to pretty much add on to a consecutive series of attacks from his allies.
Is that an ability he'll be able to land on Mereoleona?
On her?
Yes.
Definitely not.
Okay. I wanted to make that clear.
On particular, I think so. The only reason I'm putting him, I agree with all the points you said.
Yeah.
But the only reason I'm putting him over her is in terms of the arc to come and that fight against that demon. Yami's going to be much more useful than Sisgoleon. That's the only reason. Everything else you said, accurate. She is a higher ranking than Yami. She's pretty much the superior officer. If Yami wants to go right and she wants to go left, Yami's going left.
Exactly.
Okay? So I agree with that. Right. But just in terms of the arc to come, I'm going to put Yami at number one.
Yeah. I mean, in the battle against demons, we have to see, obviously, she's not an arcane type. That's beyond her control. But she has royal blood. So we know that her mana is through the roof. Mana zone is ridiculous. And I really, honestly, I think that her ability just puts the way she's trained her mana skin, mana zone, and all these things to the point where she's teaching, people that have been appointed to the Royal Knights and things of that nature. It puts her in a different bracket. And even though Yami has, a more powerful technique that he can counter demons, she can't. She's definitely going to be a big piece in helping Yami get open in order for him to land attacks on those demons. Because we know Yami's biggest ability, the Dimension Slash, he needs time to charge it up and all of that. And who's going to be there, helping him get open and get that time to charge up. He's going to need someone like a Mereoleona or someone of that level, or any other Magic Knight that does not have an arcane type to help him get open. And I think that's why it puts Mereoleona in just a different bracket than him. But I do agree with some of your points, But you guys let us know the top 3 Magic Knight captains in Black Clover. We want to hear it straight from you guys. I know there's a lot of questions. Yes, some of you guys may mention Fuegoleon. I know Fuegoleon's in there with Salamander. He's very powerful. Nozel didn't make it there for me because Noel was looking. He didn't make it there.
He got to go up against his sister to determine who is the true captain. Until we see that arc, he's on the bench right now. We're not too sure about it.
Yeah, he's definitely on the bench. Dorothy is a sleeper though. I had Dorothy. I looked at Dorothy and I looked at her Dream World ability, and that is a very powerful technique. I need to see a little bit more. I don't know to what extent it really would take over.
I don't know if her Dream World would be able to contain the World Tree from William Vangeance.
It might be. It might be. We just don't know. We don't know.
I have no idea.
So she's kind of the sleeper pick. But you guys let us know your top 3. And
let us know if you have other picks too.
Exactly. And with that, we'll see you next time. Peace.
Game!